Hi, I'm Jack West.
And I'm Michael Murphy. Welcome to this week's episode of Lasso TV.
This week, we'll be focusing on two major frequently asked questions from Mason students.
We will also catch up with the Quiz Bowl team and ask about a couple of things pertaining to our first holiday break of the school year.
With the holidays fast approaching, we decided to go out and ask the age-old question: when should you put out your Christmas decorations? Should the lights and decorations be put up the day after Halloween or the day after Thanksgiving? Let's go to the hallways to find out. When do you put up your Christmas decorations? The day after Halloween or the day after Thanksgiving?
The day after Thanksgiving.
Usually right after Thanksgiving.
Like the day after Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's the day after Thanksgiving.
Day after Thanksgiving.
About a week after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Like a week after Thanksgiving.
Why?
The day to the
It's just like something that we've done
Leave him alone.
since, I don't know, since time.
Just because it's kind of a bit early after Halloween.
I think that Thanksgiving deserves its due without being overshadowed by Christmas.
We need to find more people that do after Halloween. Yeah.
Jack thinks after Halloween.
No, it's not. It's not too early.
It's not even Thanksgiving. What do you mean?
So it turns out I was right, and you actually put up your Christmas decorations the day after Thanksgiving.
It turns out that apparently everyone at our high school wants to
it's
kill
not
the
everyone at our high
Christmas
school.
spirit.
It's everyone ever.
They want to kill the holiday and Christmas spirit by getting rid of the lights nice and early.
No.
I think
Winter has to start.
I think we need to make a compromise and allow for Christmas music to start the
winter
day
and
after
Christmas
Halloween.
music,
You can
yeah.
start that before Thanksgiving, but as soon as Thanksgiving comes, I guess we have to put up our Christmas lights, and that's when we have to do it.
Yeah.
Just killing the holiday fun.
Yeah, well, the winter holidays are great. And speaking of the winter holidays, make sure to come out to this week's home winter sports games. Boys varsity basketball will play this Tuesday against Trinity School at MEH, and the girls varsity basketball team will also have a home game this week against Bishop Ireton on Friday.
Also, juniors, this Thursday, make sure to check out College 101 Junior Night.
We all like to wake up a little later in the mornings, but does school starting at 8:05 really make that much of a difference? Claire Bonner is out in the field asking Mason students what they think.
The Mason school start time has been a long debated topic, whether we should start earlier or later. As many of us know, the recommended hours for sleep for a teen is 8 to 10, but with social lives and homework, we don't really get that. Let's go ask some Mason students how they feel about our 8:05 start time.
So I feel that school should start later because we all have social lives and homework and stuff to do late at night, and so we should have more time to sleep because we don't get enough sleep when we're teenagers. We need to sleep to grow and develop. On normal days, I feel fine coming in at 7:45, but every other day I have choir, so I have to come in at 7, and that's exhausting.
I think school starts too early because I like to sleep in, and yeah.
Having worked at a school that started at 7:20, I've seen how tough it can be for kids when school does start earlier. Being in a school now that starts a little after 8, I feel like it's the perfect time. Students are coming in relatively on time. They're not overtired. They're able to get a good amount of sleep. I feel like starting any earlier is too tough for kids.
Thanks, Claire. On a change of topic, for this week's Gabe Challenge, Lasso TV's Gabe Hastings went to the field to catch up with the Quiz Bowl team, one of Mason's many clubs that you may not know much about. Let's go to Gabe now.
Welcome back to the Gabe Challenge on Lasso TV, where today I'll be facing off against opponents of the Quiz Bowl team in a plight to beat them at their own game, trivia. Stay tuned to see who answers more questions quickly and correctly. This is
The Gabe Challenge.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Hastings, and I'm here with 3 members of the Quiz Bowl team, Jimmy, Annie, and Joseph. So, Jimmy, for our viewers who don't know what the Quiz Bowl is out there, what is the Quiz Bowl?
It's a competitive trivia game.
All right. So, Annie, what kind of emotions do you experience on stage?
It kind of varies on the questions and how competitive the game is getting. I think a lot of times we feel really like it's a team game, so we're there for each other, and it's you get really excited if someone else on your team answers a question, or if you get a question that you really care about. So lots of love.
All right, cool. And Joseph, what started you on this pursuit to win the Quiz Bowl?
I feel like there's a definite kind of personality of people who do Quiz Bowl. It's people who like to kind of just do boring stuff in their free time and are like interested in things that, let's be honest, guys, yeah, things that are kind of a bit more dorky. So yeah, I mean, we all have like our each individual like preferences, but like we do spend a lot of time in our free time kind of like learning stuff that I guess is more academic than the general.
All right, cool. So are you guys ready to challenge me to a game of trivia?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, toss-up 1. The Jaffna Peninsula is found on the northern tip of this island, which is connected to its northern neighbor by Adams Bridge. The Sinhala people are native to this island, which is found south of the Palk Strait, across from Tamil Nadu. Sri Lanka is the answer. Toss-up 2. An example of this material from the Pleistocene era, Yadoma, may release environmentally disruptive amounts of methane as a result of rising global temperatures. Unaffected patches known as taliks may form in areas of this material since the bottom of the thermokarst lakes will stay warmer. Plants can grow in its topmost active layer, which seasonally thaws in the summer. For 10 points, name this characteristic of tundra biomes, soil that remains frozen. Permafrost. Toss-up 3. After two participants in this event were killed for abusing the Pomo Indians, the Army carried out the Bloody Island Massacre. A version of O Susanna became the anthem of this event, which was preceded by a similar event in Dahlonega, Georgia. Levi Strauss began making jeans during this rush. Prompt.
California Gold Rush.
California Gold Rush, or Gold Rush of 1849 or 1848. Toss-up 4. This phenomenon occurs when the phase velocity of a wave is changed without impacting the wave's frequency. This phenomenon occurs below the critical angle. The angle of this phenomenon is related to the angle of incidence by the equation n1 sine theta 1 equals n2 sine theta 2, or Snell's law, where n is its namesake index. This phenomenon explains the apparent distortion of a pencil dunked in a glass of water. Diffraction. No. Refraction. Refraction. Probably said by refringence. All right, toss-up 5. This man's General Joab objected to this ruler's weeping over the death of his son, Absalom. The prophet Nathan denounced this ruler's murder of Uriah the Hittite. After becoming the second man to be anointed by Samuel, he achieved fame by killing a champion of the Philistines. That's David, and that's 5.
As you can see, I don't stand a chance against this amazing team. You can always support the Quiz Bowl team at their meets on Mondays, or even stop by at practice on Thursdays. That wraps up this week's episode of Gabe Challenges. Make sure to go out and support the Quiz Bowl team as they have their meets on Mondays. Enjoy your fall, Mustangs.
Well, we would continue with our show if we had our scripts.
It's the Wi-Fi. It's taking too long to load.
Cut. The
Can't
internet
load
went out
anything.
again. We need to go.
Maybe in another 8 years, the Wi-Fi will
bad.
have loaded our script so we know what to tell you guys.
Let's go to Ian and Nick in the field, who are going to tell us all about our terrible Wi-Fi.
So what do our students and staff think of our school's internet? Let's find out everyone's personal opinions from people who rely on doing tasks online. We will also find out the truth about many of the possible issues we may find with the school's internet by talking to Mr. Knight. Enjoy. What do you think of our school's internet right now?
I think the internet has gotten better over the past couple years and is pretty good throughout the entire school.
Well, it's been a work in progress. We've always had to worry about filters and useful filters.
It is atrocious, spotty, and cannot handle the volume of traffic that it needs to.
Overall, I think it's been pretty good, except that you have to log in every time, which is a little annoying.
Is that on your phone or laptop?
Phone.
Yeah, that gets me too.
I mean, for the laptops are fine. Just sometimes, like when you go on Schoology, it doesn't really work because something with the Wi-Fi or internet's wrong.
So the majority of people we interviewed seem to not like the school's internet all that much. But we have to remember there are many different things in the school that use the internet. For example, printers, phones, and even the vending machines. Let's see if we can find the answer to all of our questions from asking Mr. Knight. So, how is this school's Wi-Fi different than our home's Wi-Fi?
Well, one of the big differences between the Wi-Fi here and at home, right, is it has to be filtered. And you've heard of Barracuda.
Mm-hmm.
So the dreaded Barracuda, we have to filter our websites based on federal regulations.
Students, they often complain about the internet reliability, but that was kind of answered because Barracuda is checking things and making sure that you're not doing something wrong or that you're not receiving something bad.
Well, it's also part of, I think one of the things, when we say the internet is slow, a lot of times you have to kind of determine if it's really the internet or it's your computer. And I'd like to remind everyone that you need to restart your computer at least every other week, and you need to make sure that you're restarting Chrome. Now, if your Chrome browser is open for more than 2 days, it starts to use all your system memory on your computer. And what Chrome does, even on my computer here, it will slow your processing. And so when you're going to navigate the web, it's not really the internet that's slow, it's your Chrome browser slow because you haven't restarted it, or you have 25 tabs or 3 or 4 windows open. So that's important to recognize, that the internet doesn't necessarily slow down or speed up. It's just how often are you restarting Chrome and your computer.
So we got to play our part too. So is there like any specific time does the internet ever actually get slowed down?
We do share our internet bandwidth, right, with all the schools. But what's interesting to know is, we have, and just for the geeks out there, we have 500 megabytes per second speed. So we actually have the fastest internet, or the fastest Verizon connection that we can get. Our superintendent and Rick Jowers are very advocates for getting the best speed we can. But we share that with all 4 of our schools.
So maybe not all of your questions were answered, but hopefully a few were. Did this video help you learn something new, or do you still have a burning question to ask? Let us know in the comments section below.
That's all for this week, Mustangs.
Stay tuned for next week's show.
I'm Jack West.
And I'm Michael Murphy. Thanks for watching.
We're out.